Hello and welcome to this video in which we shall discuss how to select the equation from graph roots level 2. So in this graph here, we can tell that the only root that exists is at 4. So x minus 4 is a factor. Let's look at the choices. So of course, anything that has x plus 4 is rejected. And we have two choices that have x minus 4. One of them has x squared minus 4, and one of them has x squared plus 4. So the reason why this is incorrect is because this gives us, excuse me, x plus 2 and x minus 2. If this were correct, the graph would have to cut the x-axis at negative 2 and 2 as well. But since this is not the case, it does not cut at these values, then this has to be the correct choice. Because if you try to solve this equal to 0, you do not get any real numbers because x squared equals negative 4. So there are no real solutions to this. So this is the correct choice. Let's try another one. So here's the roots that we can see are negative 8 and some sort of negative number, negative 4.5 roughly, something like that, and 4.5. So these are, excuse me, these are two numbers that have opposite signs but the same value roughly. So we're expecting to have x plus 8 for this. And then here we're expecting to have x squared minus something. So that when we get the difference of two squares, roughly, we get x minus 4.5, x plus 4.5. Something similar to this. So first of all, we have x plus 8. So we're going to ignore the x minus 8. And is it x squared minus 21 or is it x squared minus 11? So we said that this is 4.5. So root of 21 is 4.5 or root of 11. Of course, you should know that 4 power 2 is 16. So 4.5 power 2 is likely to give 21, but impossible to give 11. So obviously the answer here has to be 21. Let's take another question. So here the roots are at negative 7, negative 2, and 7. So x plus 2, x plus 7, x minus 7. Of course, these are the same as x squared minus 49. So x plus 2, x squared minus 49 would be the correct answer here. Here, the roots are at negative 4, roughly negative 1.5, roughly positive 1.5. So we're expecting x plus 4, x minus 1.5, x plus 1.5. These together are roughly x squared minus 2.25. How do I know that? Because 15 times 15 is 225. So 1.5 times 1.5 is roughly 2.25. So here we have x plus 4 or x minus 4. So of course we neglect or reject x minus 4. So we have x plus 4 times x squared plus 2 or x squared minus 2. So of course here, so I mean, I got 2.25 because I assumed this was 1.5. If it's 1.3, for example, it will probably give 2. But anyway, they both have 2, so it doesn't really matter. Is it plus or minus? It has to be minus because to get a difference of two squares, you have to have a minus here, obviously, so that you can have two roots. If it's plus, there are no real solutions. and the graph would only have one x-intercept at -4. So the fact that there are two other x-intercepts tells us that this has to be incorrect. So therefore, the only correct possibility here is this. Let's try one more. So again, here we have -8, -2.3, for example, and +2.3. So we have x plus 8, x plus 2.3, and x minus 2.3. So, of course, x plus 8, so we neglect x minus 8. And we have two roots here, so it's not +6, it has to be -6. And if you calculate 2.3 R2, it's approximately going to give you something close to 6. And this brings us to the end of our video. I hope this has been beneficial. Thank you for watching.